Hey y'all, welcome back. There's a very specific process that I do to make sure that we save a ton on groceries. And in this video, I want to show you exactly what that looks like, especially on a week like this week when I'm on a very, very tiny budget. So let's get started on this week. The first thing that I want to do is take inventory. And this is my little meal planning guide. I've got inventory sheets here for my pantry, refrigerator, and freezer. I'm going to write down everything that I have, the quantity that I have, and then I'll show you what's next. Okay, I've taken inventory and I've discovered a few items that I do want to prepare. So I found some more of the Kodiak mix so I can make more pancakes and waffles. And I also remember that I have this hot honey cornbread I can make to go with the chili this week because I do have two freezer meal goodness, I'm so tired. I have two freezer meal chilies that I can take advantage of this week, which I definitely will because I am exhausted and the kids are off early from school this week, so I won't have as much time to prep. So it'll be great to have those on hand. Plus, I do still have the pumpkin and cranberry that I might turn into muffins this week. I have plenty of snack foods, so if they want a snack, they can just choose from what we have. We do not need to get anything new. If they don't like what we have, they're probably not even that hungry. Sometimes just having like that awesome snack makes you want to eat it even when you're not hungry, but they have a lot of options, so they can choose what we have. Then I also have a lot of dried beans, but I don't know if I'm going to take advantage of those this week because I do have some lentil curry that I froze last week to be prepared. So I might just do that with some of the yogurt and sourdough we have on hand. And then I have some pasta. I might do something with the chickpea penne. I haven't decided yet. And in my freezer, I do have plenty of frozen veggies that I can lean on. So I was thinking I might make a chicken pot pie soup or something like that this week with these mixed vegetables, rotisserie chicken I have on hand. Maybe I'll pick up some potatoes. And in this side of the freezer, I have some of my what is this? Oh, this is lasagna soup and some chicken noodle soup. That's the lentil curry there, and some chicken drippings and stuff for broth. And I do still have some chocolate pancakes, some pumpkin waffles, and some regular pancakes, soft pretzels, and tater tots. And then I do have nuggets, and then here's all that frozen rotisserie chicken that I'm definitely going to take advantage of this week. Plus, it looks like we still have some bean burritos that are starting to get frostbit, so we should eat those this week, I think. So I'll definitely write that down and make sure that we utilize just everything that we have on hand. And I'm only going to pick up a couple of things this week because we do still have some milk. We didn't drink that much this last week, so maybe 1 or 2 half gallons would be fine. I still have some sourdough left, but I might pick up 1 loaf later in the week depending on how much we have left. And then we do have tortillas, so I plan on making some chicken wraps with some of that chicken that we have and use some of the spinach for chicken wraps and salad. Plus, I do have apples, so I might make some sort of apple crisp or crumble or maybe like an apple pie. I'm not even sure what I'm going to do. Just depends on how tired I am. Plus, the cheese store, we do still have some cheddar and some mozzarella, lots of string cheese. Plus I have my slivered almonds and flax and chia seeds I can depend on to put in my yogurt for the week. So I did write down a small list of things that I might want to pick up. And I don't even know if I'm really going to do this or not because it's not stuff that we need. And I think my budget is about $18 this week. And the next week it'll also be $18. And I've just written down the meals for the week. And so I might actually wait to go to the store and see if we actually need some of these things. I do know I want some chili powder, so I might just go get the seasonings today. I'm not really sure what I want to do with that. But today we are going to be doing chicken wraps from the freezer. So I'll get the chicken out and make that. Then I've written down the lentil curry, the chili from the freezer. We do have frozen pizza on hand that I also had picked up a couple weeks ago. And then on Saturday, we'll either go out to eat or grab one of the freezer meals, or maybe just do like nuggets and salad, a brunch, I don't know. Same thing for Sunday, brunch, and then chicken pot pie soup. And on Monday, maybe some loaded baked potatoes if I end up picking up potatoes. If not, you've seen I have plenty of things. I could make some sort of pasta dish or something like that. And then I've also written down chicken pho because we do have the frozen chicken, and also I do still have the bones and skin from the rotisserie chicken, so I can make a really good pho. So those are all the options I have this week. Now that I've gone through all of my inventory and seen what I have, I'm gonna go ahead and go shopping with my very small list. Now, I usually just have a total amount that I want to spend or less. So today it's going to be about $18 because I spent a lot the last 3 weeks. So I want to make sure that I'm making up for that today. So when I get there, I'm going to be looking for certain things that are on sale and see where I can kind of adjust my list based on things that I think that we'll eat for the week. So I may look at the fruit, and if I find something with a really good deal on it, then I'll grab that. And if I don't, then we'll stick with the fruit we have on hand. So let's go. I don't know if I want to get an avocado.
avocado, but they are only 57 cents. For the chili, ooh, $1.49 for raspberries. That is a really good deal. Let's get 2 as a treat. Here's the potatoes, $3.95. No, that's not right. That says pumpkin. I'm sure it's a good price. They're on the holiday prices right now, so I'm sure it's a good price. Let me see if I can check. With the 10-pound bag of russets. $3.25. Okay, that's a really good deal for potatoes. Perfect. Bananas are 46 cents a pound. That'll just be for me and the dogs. Oh, that's a good price on cheese. $1.59 for sliced cheese. $1.59 for that. Let's see, onion powder, 99 cents. And then I do need chili powder, 99 cents also. $1.19. That's a really good price for that. That's a really good price for poultry seasoning. Never seen it that low before. Fruit cocktail for $1.39. That's a good price too. $1.39 for that. Maybe I'll get 1 tomato sauce for 52 cents just to have it. Just in case I decide to do homemade pizza again this weekend. Let's see. Eggs are still $1.59, but they're out, it looks like. I don't see any of the Fairlife copycat for milk. Let's just get one of these organic 2% for $3.99. And that's probably going to be it. I did pretty good today for what I got. I spent $18.73, so just about 73 cents over budget today. Okay, I'm back home, and you know what we have to do right when we get home? We've got to wash the fruit. If the berries don't get washed right away, they're more likely to get eaten, and I find that if I clean them in a vinegar and water solution, they also don't mold very quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash these, and then I'm also gonna go ahead and throw together my usual breakfast, the yogurt with some milk flax, slivered almonds, and honey, and have that really quick before I go get the kids because they are out early today. So let's get this all done real quick. Okay, all my berries are cleaned, relatively dry, not super dry, but they're in an airtight glass container. I'm gonna put those in the fridge, and here's my beautiful breakfast. I went ahead and put some of those fresh, clean raspberries on my yogurt that I've mixed with milled flax, put a little honey and some slivered almonds. This is gonna be packed full of protein and fiber. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this, and it's delicious. Tonight, I'm just gonna grab some chicken from the freezer and make chicken wraps. So all we need is some chicken from here, and then I'm gonna grab some tortillas here and also some cheese. And last but not least, we'll have some fresh spinach also. Oh, I don't know if you could hear that. Fresh spinach. I'll just take some of the chicken out of this bag and heat it up. I'll just grate some of the cheese too. This is mozzarella. You can use cheddar or anything you like. A couple of tortillas. I'll warm those up on the stove as well. And then some fresh spinach. The kids have their tortillas here, and then the chicken is separated into these little containers so they can make their own. And I also did the same for the spinach and the cheese so they can just whip up their own little wrap. I'm also going to use some leftover carrot sticks and add those to my wrap too. And this is how I'm building up my wrap. I put the chicken, cheese, spinach, a little bit of ranch. I also put 1 carrot stick and some buffalo sauce. This is one of my favorite dinners because it comes together in like 5 minutes. As long as I have the chicken on hand, it's super easy, and you can do beans instead, and really any kind of toppings you love. Tonight, I'm gonna do some chili, and I'm just gonna do this in a pot. And I haven't pulled it out of the freezer yet, so I just pulled it out right now, and I'm gonna put that in the fridge for about 4 hours or 5 hours. Then I should be able to break it apart by then and put it in a pot and get it simmering. But if I had planned ahead, I would have pulled it out the night before, but it's okay, it'll be fine. And this also works in the slow cooker too. Just make sure you don't put it in the slow cooker straight from frozen. If you have like a saute setting or something, do that first. That way it can get a little bit warmed up first before it's slow cooked. That way it'll come up to temp quick enough to avoid the temperature danger zone. So I'm gonna put this in just a regular pot though. You can even do Instant Pot with this, but I don't see the point, honestly, because everything's already cooked inside. So we're just gonna be heating it and kind of simmering it, and then adding some toppings. It'll be super easy. All right, looks like this is still pretty frozen, but I'll see what I can do with this. I honestly have no clue what happened to my pot, but hopefully it'll still work well. It's all stained. I tried to remove the stain. I don't know what's going on. All right, let me get this in the pot the best that I can, and then I'll get it simmering. And I do have to add a tablespoon of chili powder, because last week when I made these, I did not have chili powder on hand. So get this simmering and add that chili powder. Just put it on there, and I'll come back to this in a few minutes. Okay, I'm just gonna add about a tablespoon of chili powder here, give or take. I've shredded some cheese to go on top, and I've got a few jalapenos from my garden that I'm gonna be slicing for topping. And I also want to make this spicy hot honey cornbread to go with, and I completely forgot. So turn the oven on and it should be ready pretty quickly. It's only gonna take, let's see, about 15-20 minutes once I get it in. And then I've got an avocado too. So this is gonna be a pretty delicious dinner. This hot honey cornbread is super easy to make. I got this for 25 cents at Aldi. I'm just gonna add the pre-made mix here, 2 eggs, 6 tablespoons of melted butter, and 3/4 of a cup of water. So it's gonna be super fast and easy. Yeah. Mix it on up. I'm just gonna scoop the batter out into these muffin cups here, and then we'll pop it in for 15 to 20 minutes and it'll be ready to go. I always use a 1/4 cup scoop. That tends to be the right amount for things like muffins. So I just use that and just kind of pour almost a 1/4 cup or so in each one, and then I can always adjust for later. And that 1/4 cup scoop got me really nice and close to everything being even. I just have a little bit of batter left, so I can just add that to make everything just right. And then we'll pop it in. All right, in they go. Chili is bubbling. I'm gonna let this simmer away for maybe 20 minutes until that cornbread is ready. I'm gonna put it on a really low simmer, and I'll stir it occasionally so that way it doesn't stick to the bottom. These little cornbread muffins have been in for about 18 minutes. Let's just see if they are cooked through. Yep. Let those rest while we serve up everything else. And the chili is all done too, and it tastes delicious. It doesn't need anything else. So I'm just gonna serve this with all the toppings now. Super easy dinner. This is my daughter's plate. She's also having some peanut butter pretzels, celery, and some pickles to go with her chili. And my son does have a little bit of chili, but he has this lunch kit that's gonna go bad soon, so he's gonna go ahead and have that for dinner with some baby carrots and also some pretzels with peanut butter in it. And I've got mine here. I'm just gonna add a little bit of sliced jalapenos and some Greek yogurt, and it'll be ready to go. Okay, there's my finished chili, and of course with one of these delicious spicy cornbread muffins. I'm so excited. And then I have enough here for my husband's leftovers, along with one of the cornbread muffins. I'll get the rest of these cornbread muffins in the freezer so we can easily just microwave them when ready next time. I forgot to show you before I started eating, but this is my leftover chili topped with some crushed up crackers, a little Greek yogurt, and some cheese and hot sauce. It's so good. I love leftovers. I always feel like it's better the next day too. Snack today, I'm just gonna be making some popcorn to go with the movie. I'm just gonna add a little bit of oil to my pot, add some kernels, let them pop, and that'll be it. About 1/4 cup will be fine. Once they start popping, I'll just pop the lid on and wait for them all to pop. Once I don't hear any popping anymore, then it's done, and I'll season with salt. And there they go. Okay, I don't hear any more popping. And there it is. I'm just gonna give it a shake so it doesn't burn, and then I'll season with salt. Go. Then I'll give it another shake, and then season with salt again. I feel like it takes about the same amount of time as the stuff in the microwave in a bag, and honestly, I feel like this tastes a lot better. I also like to add sugar to it sometimes. Tonight, my husband and I are gonna go ahead and have some lentil curry with some either the spicy cornbread on the side or maybe some crusty sourdough. But my kids get to do kind of a you choose night. My son wants me to make him a grilled cheese, so I'll go ahead and get all the fixings out for that. And my daughter wants a very fancy Campbell's soup tonight, so we're gonna go ahead and do that with some fruit and veggies on the side, maybe a salad. Okay, let me get this curry out of here. I did reduce it quite a bit, but I might need to reduce it a little bit more. Love these super cubes. Yeah. All right, add it here. Then I'll add 1 can of water. Add that in, and then we'll get that simmering too. Now I'm just cutting up a peach into cubes. And then I'll put together a couple of little salads here, just in bowls, just to have ready for dinner. I'm just gonna do something simple, maybe just some shredded carrots and some ranch dressing or balsamic vinaigrette or something like that. A couple croutons, just something really simple. I could even add some of this peach into the salad. That would be really good too. Ranch on this one. And we got this as part of a trick-or-treating thing. I'm just gonna put these on my salad as well. And then I'm just going to finely shred this carrot on top. It's gonna be really fine because I don't feel like getting out my big grater right now.
There's a little bit of ranch. I'll put these in the fridge for later.
The lentil curry is almost ready, almost all thawed out, and I will just let this reduce for a bit too while I get everything else ready. I've got the half grilled cheese already going, and the lentil curry is reducing, almost done, and the soup is almost ready too. We'll just plate everything up. My kids' dishes are ready, and I'll just get my curry all in a bowl with my crusty bread and we'll eat. And now I could put some yogurt or hot sauce on this, but it's actually perfect with some buttered toast. And so I'm just gonna eat it just like this. It's so good. I highly recommend giving this lentil curry a try. If you've never had curry before, this is the perfect recipe because it's not too spicy, it's full of flavor, and it doesn't use a ton of ingredients. So I think it's a really good starter recipe. Okay, I'm gonna enjoy my dinner.
If you can't tell from my hair, it's been a morning already. We woke up this morning at 6 a.m. and my water heater was leaking. We did kind of think it was gonna be time to change it pretty soon because it's about that age and it's been making some noise for about a year or so. So we kind of had a feeling we should have just done it last year, but we did replace our air conditioner last year. So it wasn't exactly in the budget to do it last year. So this morning I called somebody, they came out right away and replaced it. But then I found out that we have some mice in the garage. So I had to go and put steel wool in all of the spots where they could possibly get in. And I've got some work cut out for me as well to make sure that they can't get in anymore. So it's been a morning, but anyway, I'm about to go wait in the car in the pickup line. And I've got just a couple little snacks here, just some cheese turtles and some peanut butter pretzels, and then of course a banana and my water, and that's what I'm having for lunch today. I might grab a string cheese too, but it's gonna be kind of just a snacky lunch slash breakfast. It's been, let's see, it's already 10:40 and I haven't eaten yet. This is pretty common for me though. So I am gonna go ahead and head out the door now, and then in just a little bit, I'll show you some things we're making for dinner tonight. So we were supposed to be doing a kids' night out with the city where they were gonna be doing some pizza, crafts, and a dessert and a movie, and unfortunately it got canceled. So we are gonna go ahead and do our own little family night. I'm gonna show you all the different things we're gonna make on a budget. I've got about $40 to use, so let me show you everything we're gonna make. So the budget was $40 since I was gonna spend $40 in the kids' night out. So from Walmart, because I get free delivery with my Chase card, so I just ordered things from Walmart when I need them really, really quickly. So I was gonna get the Ghirardelli white chocolate melting wafers. This is what I use to dip things in. I make hot cocoa bombs with these too, but they were out of the white chocolate ones, which I really needed. But this is the Great Value brand, so hopefully it tastes just as delicious. So we use those. And I also got some things to make homemade pizza. And I also want to make some deviled eggs too, maybe with some spiders on top, something cute like that. And I also got these candy eyeballs too to go on some fun things. And from home, we have these peanut butter pretzels, and I did have some dye-free sprinkles because we have some dietary restrictions here with dyes. So I have those, and I'm also going to be using some cookies we have on hand and some kisses we already have on hand for trick-or-treating. And then we did already do some trick-or-treating this year at an event at Disneyland, and I got all this for myself. So I'm going to be using some of these Rice Krispie treats to utilize, for some of the dipping and decorating. So I'll show you everything we're gonna make right now. And I did end up spending $35 because I needed to spend $35 to get free delivery. So I did end up getting double the cheese and double the tomato sauce. So we're gonna have a couple of ingredients that are left over to kind of carry over to next week too. So that's great. I'm gonna cook some eggs. I'm just gonna hard boil them for about 8 minutes. In my pantry, I have this little container where I put everything disposable that I have for parties. So look, I have these cute tiny little forks and cute tiny little spoons, which are great for, serving out little things and charcuterie boards. But right now I'm just looking for little ramekins or something. So let me see what I can find. So this is what I ended up finding. So this is gonna be great for the little station I'll set up for the kids. I also have another container where I'll keep all of my leftover party napkins and things. So I found some orange ones, so that'll be great too. These work really good for parties when you need to have something individual. So I'm gonna put a little bit of ranch in the bottom of one. My son doesn't like ranch, so I've already made one for him without ranch in it, but it's gonna be just a little vegetable cup. So this is great for when everybody wants a little bit of ranch with their vegetables.
You can just put it right in there and everyone can just grab it. I'm just using baby carrots because it's easier right now. And I'll also put some celery in there too. All right, so I have 3 of each here. And so it's a perfect little cup. So you could, essentially you could make all these in advance if you want, put any kind of dip. You could do hummus with peppers and some, whatever you want to do, and then just have them all out and people can just grab them as needed. And then you can just have a little napkin because it's like a little finger food cup. You can also use these cups, you can also use these cups for like crumbled cookies and then some whipped cream, crumbled cookies and whipped cream and sprinkles. Super cute. Lots of different things you can do with these, but these are for my kids tonight. My eggs have been sitting in an ice bath for 5 minutes, so I'm gonna go peel these. I'll be right back. My son doesn't like the yolk, so I'm just gonna put some eggs on the side for him without the yolk, so he can eat those. Put a little bit of salt. So right now I'm just slicing the eggs in half lengthwise and then taking the yolk out and putting it in a bowl. Now I'm just gonna mash these a little bit before I add some of the other ingredients. I just like to use a fork. You can use any kind of utensil that you like, though. I know some people like a mixer, they like it super creamy. I don't really mind it not being super creamy. I think I actually don't like it that creamy, really. So I'm just gonna go ahead and break apart these yolks real quick with my fork, and then I'll add everything else. Okay, now I'm gonna add some mayo. I don't usually measure, I just kind of look at the consistency and see if I need to add anything else. Then I'm gonna add some regular mustard. Some people like the spicy mustard. We're just doing regular mustard today. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper too. Now I'm just gonna mix this all together. Just a little more mayo, a little more mustard. We like it more mustardy. We like the mustard flavor, so we're gonna add a little bit. Plus, to make this an orange color, I'm gonna add 1 drop of food dye. This food dye doesn't actually have artificial dyes in it. It's made with food. And so we found those, I think they're called Watkins. I'll make sure I put a link for you. So I'm gonna try to get this to be an orange color. So let's see how we can do with this. Maybe a little bit of, this is kind of like an orange yellow, and then a little bit more red. And then let's mix this up and see what color we get. All right, so I could probably get it more orange, but I think this looks pretty good. So I've got my little bag here. I'm gonna put the corner of the bag into this cup here so I can easily put in my filling.
Why?
Because I'm gonna pipe it right into the eggs. It'll be really easy. All right, so I've closed up the bag and I'm just gonna kind of squish it all together like this, get it all the way down to the bottom, nice and smooth. And then I'm gonna cut a hole here in the corner, and then we're gonna easily pipe in all of this filling.
Cool.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
Yummy.
Yeah. We've got these little pieces of celery, so we're gonna make it like little pumpkins.
Some of them are flat pumpkins.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny.
Yeah, some of them are wonky. All right, so there's my little pumpkin deviled eggs. And you can put, you know, a little paprika in the mix too. I bet that would actually work really good to make it more orange too. Let's add some paprika into the mixture. So I bet that's what you could do. Here's my daughter's little plate, and I'll put just a little bit of paprika, I think, on her deviled eggs, and she'll be ready to have a little lunch. Pumpkin spice latte pumpkins. There they are with paprika on top, and you could add some olives on top too. People love that. Or you could even add some relish into the mix. Horseradish is actually really good mixed into this mixture. So whatever you want to do. I've gone ahead and prepped their plates with everything they're going to need to decorate and dip in chocolate. So it's already ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead and melt the chocolates now. So I'm going to come over to the stovetop. I've added just a little bit of water to this small pot. And then you need a stainless steel pot like this with a stainless steel bottom. And you don't want it to touch the water on the bottom. You just want it to, it's going to be a double boiler. That's what they call this. So we're just going to want it like this, where the steam will get up into the bowl and melt the chocolate. And I'm just going to pour it in and turn it on. And I'm just waiting for the chocolate to start melting on the edges. Then I'll start mixing, and I'll mix until it's completely melted, and then take it off the heat. And this is the same method that I use for hot cocoa bombs. I have a full video of how to make hot cocoa bombs also on my channel. I'll put that down below for you to look at. It uses the same Ghirardelli chocolate melting wafers. So I definitely recommend this brand. Anytime you want to dip anything, decorate it, do hot cocoa bombs, all that stuff, it really works great. And it's super user-friendly for beginners or basically anybody, you know, that is trying to melt chocolate. So I'm just gonna put this on low here. Okay, I'm just gonna let this melt and then I'll mix it up. So we're just gonna continue mixing it so it melts. We don't want it to scorch. We're just gonna keep it on low here, because if you overheat it, it won't work. So you just wanna make sure you heat it until you barely see any tiny little chunks of chocolate left in here. And then you can take it off and keep mixing it until all the little tiny chunks are fully melted. It only takes like 2 or 3 minutes, really not very long. Okay, so I see a couple little chunks left, so I'll take it off the heat, and then I'm gonna go pour it in a bowl for the kids to dip. I wanna make sure we don't get any water in the bowl because that'll seize the chocolate, which means that it won't be melty, it'll be broken and all that. So I'm just gonna put some of this on the plate here. So 2 little plates ready for dipping. So for the little witch hats, we'll put like a tiny bit. We're gonna put this chocolate right here in the middle. Okay, put the kiss in the middle. And we're gonna do the same with this one. So we're just putting a little chocolate in the middle and adding the kiss on top. Go ahead, put the kiss on top, buddy. And then you're gonna grab some sprinkles and sprinkle it around. And I'm gonna dip your little monster over here. This is gonna be your little monster guy. I'll dip him in the chocolate. And you can also like lift the chocolate up like this. So then he's got kind of like a, then you can put eyes on him. Same thing for the pretzels too. So
Yummy,
for
I'm
the
gonna
pretzels,
put an eyeball.
you can either dip and decorate, or you
Eyeballs.
can drizzle. Drizzle, buddy. Like this. Drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. And then you can put whatever you want on top. Look, let's put the eyeballs on this guy.
I'm gonna dip it in.
Put your other eyeball in there. Oh my gosh. So cute. What a nice job. Oh, look, he's got eyebrows. Oh, that's so cute, buddy.
He's confused.
He's confused. He said, what? Huh? Since I've already done a little bit of cooking and whatnot today, and we have a school kind of trunk or treat thing we're going to go to instead of the kids party we were supposed to do. So I'm going to do a frozen pizza just to make my life a little bit easier. It's just a simple thin crust because they're going to be eating a lot of treats and random things too tonight. So they're going to get plenty of food. So we're just going to do this and then we're going to head on out for the evening. There's our lovely frozen pizza. Super easy tonight.
Also, something came in the mail and I wanted to show you. This is from YouTube Partner Perks. I didn't get like a little plaque or anything yet. So they have this program where they send little perks to certain creators, which is really cool. And so I signed up to get this one. And they sent me a $10 Subway gift card, which was awesome. And I haven't used it yet. But then they also sent me this cute little clapper. So I'll be sure to tag them in this video too so they can see me using my little clapper. Let me take it out of here. Action! It's cute. Thank you so much, YouTube. I appreciate it. That's really cool. I don't think I've ever been appreciated like that from a platform. It's really, really cool. Thanks again, YouTube. Laura Leggy, sort of homemade. Take one. Action. Did I get it? I don't know. They're more wow, I need a lot more coffee. We need to eat. I hope you enjoyed that video and at least got a little inspiration for things to make in your home. And YouTube thinks you'd like to watch another video, so go ahead and click on that wherever it is. Enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.